good morning! It's me! Coming at you hot! I'm back. J-Dog, thank you genuinely for the reminder on that. Yes, I will. I'm gonna write that down. Can't believe I was late for that one specifically. You know? Like, it's Champion 100. It's a big deal. Thursdays are my busiest days. So, yeah. It'll be hard to find time to do that. But at the very least, I could probably get that done on my lunch. I'm sorry that your meeting got rescheduled to just now, Onyx. I'm sorry that you gotta miss the show today. Farewell to you, Onyx Squared. We shall meet again somewhere. Just skip it. Just skip my lunch. I actually do sometimes. Salem and Jordan have coffee, and they're happy to be here. Awesome. I prefer tea, but you do you. I had coffee last night, actually. Oh, no, skip Onyx's meeting. I'm sure it's important. Yeah, I have a decaf English breakfast to start the day with. I don't want to have a caffeine crash in the middle of, like, community Q&A, so I'm going to hold off on caffeine for now. And it's been, gosh, like, I think the last time I had English breakfast was sometime last year, so it's nice to come back to a classic, you know? Oh, yeah. Brunor Battlehammer, greatest Dwarven King. That's such a great song. Kicks butt, even the instrumental. So good. Talk your manager and watching the stream. Here's a man who puts fake to shame. I'm always surprised about the kind of people that watch the show, you know? Magic. Idle Champions is game. I do like me some Idle Champions. He's got a cup of tea wearing his whistle. Yes I do, yes I do, yes I do. His advice is on point, like a magic missile. Sometimes it's a very blunt point, though. Mars, we got questions for you. Goodbye, Onyx, catch you later. Hey, Mars, we need your guidance, too. From your guiding hand. Look sharp. Yeah. All right, turn this back on. And let's do the thing. Greetings, champions. Welcome to Mars Guiding Hand. I'm Mars. This is Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, the free-to-play, officially licensed Dungeons & Dragons formation strategy management video game from Codename Entertainment. On this show, we take a look at the latest content, discuss strategies, and answer any questions that you may have about the game. So get cozy, grab a drink, and join me for a couple of hours as we talk about all things Idle Champions. Today is Thursday, April 28th, 2022. This is episode 187. Welcome to your doom. No, I've done that joke before, like twice. Got a nice English breakfast. On my Epic account, just a real quick account check-ins on my Epic account, I have just now completed the unlock mission for Kreidel, which means I now have all 3 of the champions from the event, because I already had Shaka. So I've got Kreidel, I got Shaka, I got Dungeon Master, and now I gotta figure out what to do. As for my Steam account, you know I'm grinding that Mad Wizard again. I had to spend a lot of gems. I went from like 500k to 376k gems yesterday, picking up all the stuff for Dungeon Master. Because like 60 gold chests wasn't enough to get all of his feats. I had to get another set of 50 and open those up too. So I ended up spending a pretty penny. A pretty gemmy? No, that's nothing. No, ignore that. Anyway, I spent a lot of gems yesterday, so I'm trying to earn it back. But we still have variants from last week to do, and we also have the event variants to play through. Let's prioritize the event variants. But I think the first thing that I want to do is a deep push for favor, so that I can then trivialize the variants themselves. Just gonna go with the running. And, 3 tank formation. Okay, real talk, Shaka's formation is going to be the one that I actually use for trying to get to, like, E40, E50 favor. But I do want chests for Dungeon Master, and I do want to play around with this very weird roller coaster design. So let's do it. Oh, geez, a lot of people asking for a code. There is indeed a code. It's right above my head. Fear not, hero! Don't forget the exclamation mark. A lot of times people will forget the exclamation mark. The copy paste isn't on the overlay. Yeah, that's fair. Gurgely, I see you on YouTube. Even if you're alone there, I see you. How do you redeem the code? Exclamation mark how code in the Twitch chat will get you like a Twitch clip that you can watch. And that Twitch clip will explain to you how it is that you can redeem the code. It's me. It's me explaining it, in fact. I try to cover all the bases, including like copy and paste too. I'm going to start by just putting speed champions on the field here. And I'm going to put familiars on them so we can keep them leveling. And I'm going to be thinking about what champions I actually want to use for a deep push here. Maybe I'll actually go Makos DPS, because that's something that I've been curious about since those changes that came out this week. I'm curious about playing the Makos changes. Because I need to get favor anyway, and part of those Makos changes is making his gold find more effective, so I may as well. By the way, I have Jordan helping me out today, moderating, producing, and catching questions, so thank you, Jordan, very much. Especially as things seem to get a little hectic here in the Twitch chat. I think, yeah, I'll go Echo's Will, because I'm probably not going to end up using Sentry at the end. Sentry's probably not going to be one of the tanks that I actually have on the field. Aw, PG McMurray is also on YouTube to keep. company with the people there. That's very nice. If you have questions for me, please post them in Twitch chat. We do have leftover questions, J-Dog, and we are going to start with that. So hopefully new questions will come trickling in while we get through the leftover questions, because I don't want to leave anyone in the lurch. Whenever I can help it, if there's like questions at the end of an episode that I fail to get to in time because we had too much to talk about or I went off on tangents again, I try to get them at the beginning of the next show. So that is what we're going to do. Starting with leftover questions, Loki Gromrel. Mars, please test if less than 6 are under 20 and they are less than 100 total if you get the 400% bonus. Oh, okay. I getcha. So let's see. I should have access to enough slots already that I can test that really quick. So Loki is asking about Dungeon Master. One of Dungeon Master's abilities, Patience Young Ones. Dungeon Master increases the damage of... Sure. Dungeon Master increases the damage of all champions by 100% for each champion in the formation that is 20 years or younger, stacking multiplicatively. If the sum of the 6 youngest champions' ages is 100 years or less, the bonus is increased by 400%. So, what we're curious about here, what Loki's curious about, is if you have fewer than 6 champions on the field, if you still get that 400% bonus. So, okay. Let's see what happens. I'm going to turn... Whoop, nope. I'm going to turn off the auto progress, so we can just pause on this stage for a minute. Alright, and now I want Dahani, and Donar, and Spurt. I have a list. I was using this yesterday as well. See, Dahani is age 9, Donar is age 19, Spurt is age 11 days, so basically age 0. Sentry, you can actually come back out here. You are 13, apparently. Keelik, you are also 13. And I need one more. Frida. Okay. Dungeon Master, you go up here. So, here's my collection of young people. So, we have champions age 20 or under. There's 6 of them. And the math works out to 6.18 EO5 total bonus. So, now, what I need is to reach the magic number of 6 of these, but going over 100 years. So I need, like, the oldest 6 now. Well, Havilar's 19. Lazaps is 19. It's not going to be Keelig. It's not going to be Spurt. Okay. And we might be able to keep Sentry. Xander is 19. Okay. And we can keep Donar. Alright, so this should be 19, 19, 19, 19, 19, and 13. Okay, so that should put us over 100. Okay, and our total bonus is 1.23 EO5. Okay, so we know that the 400% bonus, like, works. It is taken into account for the total bonus, because it was like 6 EO5. Alright, so now let's go back to having very young people. Okay. Yep, we're back to 6.18 EO5. And now, to finally, test if we still get the 6.18 EO5 if we take somebody else out. So, goodbye, Sentry. 6.08 EO4. Yeah, so it doesn't look like you get the 400% if you have fewer than 6. It looks like you do have to have 6. Okay. Asked and answered. That's good enough for me. Okay, Whittle. And Sentry again. Not Spurt. Not Frida. Not Keelik. And go back to Shandy. Get familiars on them again so we can keep leveling them up for their speed mechanics. Umon as well. Okay, back to progressing forward again. That took a bit. But I think we got that figured out. Okay, Lord, how do you get them if Steam didn't give them to me yet? So there is a Steam promotion happening right now. That might be why we got a whole bunch of new people. Hi, new people! Welcome. I do this show a lot. I've been doing this show for 2 years. Good to meet you all. I hope that you enjoy your time with the game and the community around the game, because it's genuinely the best video game community that I have ever been a part of. Yes, I did pop up in-game because I played the game so hard that the company hired me to stream it. So, K-Lord, if you do not see the Steam promotion for you yet, try, like, closing and restarting your Steam. And this goes for anyone else if you don't see the promotion in your game yet. Hopefully, because it's been, like, a full day now, hopefully you actually do see it now. But if you don't see it, try restarting your Steam. Sometimes when like, an update goes out, like, even for, like, Elden Ring, because I also play a lot of Elden Ring, I have to completely close and reopen my Steam for it to actually happen. And the same thing goes for, like, news posts and things like that. So, when in doubt, turn it off and back on again. It's just as true in IT as it is in live service game promotions. Balkan, question. Can you get a shiny out of Electrum Chest? Yes! In fact, we've seen it happen on this show! During Desmond's event. This guy, when Desmond was released, I actually got a shiny for Sergeant Knox out of an Electrum Chest. So we were able to confirm that personally. By total accident, but yeah, you can get shinies out of Electrums. Dance Lover, how does DM interact with stat-based skills? That's one of the things that we tested yesterday. It would appear that Dungeon Master's actual ability scores, even though they are listed as question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, it would appear that after testing, his ability scores are actually 18s across the board. Just all 18s. Now, how are we able to determine that? There is a champion in slot 12, Zorbu, who gives you a buff if your dexterity is 15 or higher. That applied to Dungeon Master. There is a champion in slot 8, Hitch, who gives you a buff if your charisma is 14 or higher. It applied to Dungeon Master. There is a champion in slot 1, Turiel, who gives you a buff based on how high your Constitution score is. And for Dungeon Master, it was very high, and it matched with the same amount of buff that Turiel would give to champions that had 18 Constitution. Okay, so that pretty much confirms that Dungeon Master has 18 Constitution, and then it stands to reason that everything else matches with that. Like, why would they actually bother putting in different scores for the other ones when they could just make them all 18s? Because if we're not going to see them anyway, if they're all going to be question marks, you might as well just make them the same thing. And then further testing, for Kreidel, yes, he counted as having a wild card, so either very high or very low, so it must have been very high. As in, like, 17 or higher charisma. For Whittle, all of Whittle's does the champion have more than 12 X, Y, or Z? All of those were yes. Dungeon Master has higher than 12 for everything. Thank you, Whittle. And then Xeraphon's specializations count how many champions on your field have high or low strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. And by doing that, we were also able to determine that Dungeon Master does not have any low scores, because it was always counting Dungeon Master as having a high score for every one of those. So basically, through like trial and error and just checking various champion ability score requirements for buffs and just cross-referencing those with each other, it seems to me it stands to reason that Dungeon Master must have 18s in every ability score. It's just hidden from view. So use that information to your advantage. MT Kaysen, question. Anyone else unable to use bounty contracts? Since the update, every time I try to use them, my game freezes. Really? It's the first I've heard of that. No. It's working for me. And I didn't see any chatter about that internally yesterday, so that might have been just a you thing. If that's still affecting you, MT Kaysen, I know you asked this yesterday, and now I'm back here today. It's a leftover question, but if that's still affecting you or anyone else, please send in a bug report if anyone is experiencing that issue. HFB... Nope. I almost said that correctly. HFB Pereira. There we go. Question. If you use special guest and then remove DM from the formation, what happens? That is something that we tested yesterday. If you have Dungeon Master on the field, one of his specializations is special guest and allows you to bring in a champion who does not normally qualify for that adventure. Dungeon Master chooses who that is. You don't get to choose. It's random. And then if you have that champion on the field, who is able to be used because of Dungeon Master, if you then remove Dungeon Master from the field, the other champion also jumps out as well. So you can't, like, use Dungeon Master to get somebody else in and then take Dungeon Master out and use somebody else and keep that other person. It doesn't work like that. I can definitely see the appeal there, but no. If you want the special guest star, you have to have the main star, of course. That just makes sense. We did already test that. Mekimura Osu, question, comment. Hey Mars, an interesting detail. Dungeon Master also gets benefits from all the characters that affects a character with a certain stat, like Narak, Hitch, and Whittle abilities, so it seems like his stats also make him auto-eligible the other way. Yeah! Yeah, we were just talking about that. I didn't think about Narak, though. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. I want to play around with that right now, actually. Because I'm very curious about, like, an evolving Narak meta one day. I just think he's a very interesting champion. I have a soft spot for him because Nick played as Narak for my Battle Ball game back in November. If you missed that, that was a hell of a time. Alright. So, if you don't know, Narak in slot 8 has Githzerai Focus, increasing the potency of the formation abilities of adjacent champions with a wisdom score of 14 or higher by 50%. We know that Dungeon Master must have an 18 in every ability score, so let's see if anything that Dungeon Master has is affected by Githzerai Focus. Okay, so at the very least I can check Patience Young Ones. So we got one stack with Narak not applying Githzerai Focus. Okay, this is working. One stack without Githzerai Focus from Narak is giving 7,848% total bonus. And with Narak adjacent to him, so applying Githzerai Focus, one stack is giving 1.17 EO4% total bonus. Yes! Okay, so Githzerai Focus does indeed apply. How about Disappearing Act? So this is 1,514% gold find increase with Narak's Githzerai Focus, or 1,010% increase without. So Githzerai Focus is also increasing Dungeon Master's gold find. How about Words of Encouragement? Dungeon Master adds 438.7 temporary hit points to the entire party upon entering an area when Dungeon Master is present. with Githzerai Focus. 658.1 temporary hit points, so Githzerai Focus applies to Words of Encouragement as well. Very cool. Alright. Awesome. Yeah, so that confirms it. One day we'll have a weird Narak meta. We just have to have patience, young ones. Oak and Shield, did you test Zeraphon specialization? Yes. Dungeon Master counts as having high. I got excited thinking that Dungeon Master counted as having both high and low, but through testing we were able to figure out that it was actually just counting as everything was being high ability scores, high stats. Dragneel 55. Isn't that a fairy tale reference? Why can you swap some champions but not others? So this from as a leftover, they're probably asking about when I was playing on a patron variant or just some variant. There are many, in fact, most of the adventure content in the game that you can play are adventure variants, or what we call patron variants. And these are quite often situations where you cannot use certain champions. Like, oh, you have to have an intelligence of 14 or higher to be used for this adventure. That would be an adventure variant restriction. There's a lot of things like that. And then there are certain ones, one that I played yesterday, forces you to use Ashara specifically and does not allow you to swap her out. And so for that, all of my swap buttons were grayed out for Ashara's slot for that particular adventure. So hopefully that answers the question. Flare Pills, do we have any in-game way to figure out the Dungeon Master's exact age with abilities? I want to know how much above 1,000 he is. Oh. Grama cares about age, but really only cares if they are younger than she is. We need someone who cares about champions being super old. I can't think of anyone. If anyone can think of a way to test that, then I'll do it. But I've got nothing. I've got nothing. Good question, though. Kaze Koichi, Ashara is still doing the same damage if you get maximum champions for her bond, right? Yeah, the actual math on determining the amount of bonus that you're getting out of bonds for Ashara was not changed. It was strictly how many champions are required to activate the Paragon of Kir Sabal bonus. So if you're maxing out, like, if you're going full 5 champions per bond, and just your entire team applies for her bonds, or just 10 champions for one bond, like, the math should still work out. Well, you should do 5 and 5, or 6 and 4, if you're going to go for a full bond formation. But you don't have to. You can go 4 and 4 and still have 2 left over to play with. And Brian Kozasek, question, will Uni get Farida's damage shield buff? Oh, okay, you're asking if Uni, being the swap for Dungeon Master, kind of, it's weird, if Uni will get Farida's Hellish Rebuke. So if you don't know, this is Frida. She's cool. Frida has this ability called Hellish Rebuke. Enemies that hit Frida or champions within 2 slots distance of Frida, and that's just because I've leveled her up and taken a specialization. By default, it's only for Frida herself, but you can level her up and it expands to everyone within 1 step of her, and you take a specialization that expands it to 2 steps of her. Anyway, enemies that hit Frida or champions that are close enough to Frida take damage equal to some percent of Frida's DPS. For me, 2,936%. With everything that we tested about Uni, I can't think of any reason why that shouldn't apply for Uni. Uni is still coded as a champion, not an escort NPC. We can confirm that via Desmond, which we did yesterday. And then being coded as a champion would then just return fire. Uni itself does not attack, but you don't have to attack for Farida's Hellish Rebuke. Hellish Rebuke fires on its own. It's not a champion attack. So my gut says, like, I strongly suspect that you wouldn't have to worry about some kind of weird interaction between Uni and Frida's Hellish Rebuke. It should work just fine. That would be a little more difficult to test, though. Probably. Well, no, I could probably do it. Here, let me get Dungeon Master out here. Respec to where did he go this time, because this one will give me Uni more often. Alright, now I have Uni. So let's get everybody else out of here. And give me Frida. I forgot. Changing areas, I'm going to go back to having Dungeon Master. Ugh. Okay. And I'm still out of Dungeon Master. Ugh. Alright. I gotta get used to that. I gotta get used to the fact that he changes. My brain defaulted to, oh, I have Uni now. It's safe to change areas. No, it's not. He goes back to Dungeon Master if you go back to a previously cleared area. Alright, now I need a tank. I won't level her up, but I at least need a tank out here to take some hits. Well, no. I need Uni to take hits. Okay, so I guess I need to put people out here again. Until we've got Uni on the field again. And then not screw up this time. There we go. Alright, you go away, you go away, you go away, you go away. Put the familiars away, and let the enemies come in. Alright, Uni is being attacked. And let some enemies pile up on here. This Dungeon Master has a very large shield. Alright, now let's see what happens. Hellish Rebuke, go! I waited too long. I let Uni die. If I was just a second faster, it would have been fine. Alright, here we go. Yep, that worked! That absolutely shredded through those enemies. Did you see them? Like, just as they touched Uni, they just exploded. That was fantastic. Alright. Let's actually set up a good and proper formation now. Really, we've gone far enough. I have access to all 12 of my bench seats now. We can actually set up a real formation. And by the way, we are through all of the leftover questions, so now there's just the new stuff. So bring it on! Bring it on. While I set up a, I think I want to do a Makos DPS formation, yeah. So Makos, upgrades for Makos are through his Dark Luck tree, not the Dark Blessing. Dark Blessing, he's doing great. He doesn't need help with that. Dark Luck, he needed some help. Both his damage and his gold find potential for Dark Luck has gone up. And one of the things that got upgraded is Eldritch Alchemy, which increases the effect of Dark Luck by 100% for each evil or warlock champion in the formation. Very interesting. So I want to pile in evil characters and warlock characters. Let's see what we got. An obvious first choice is Averin for this, because Averin is perhaps the strongest support character in the entire game. I need a tank of some kind, so I'll take Blushi. Blushi is also a warlock, Bullywug warlock. And evil, for that matter. More evil people. Spurt. Spurt's a good support. I would take Lazaps, but same slot as Mako, so that doesn't work. I mean, I guess I can go Archon tank. I guess. Sure, and I'll just go bulk up. That's fine. And... are there any other evil tanks? Might just use Olkoriev, because we might end up with a lot of spellcasters here. We'll see. Warlocks. Frida's a warlock, but she's a pure DPS, and I'm just trying to set up Makos as my DPS, so eh. Kroll, evil, very strong. Lyconia, so we can have an evil healer out here. Mr. Baloth! That's a good choice. Torgar? Sure, we can bring in Torgar. Now we got the full Dark Order. That's cool, that's cool. Alright, but now I've got to have a tank out here. Gotta have another tank. I gotta have my tanks! Tatiana? I don't really want to go with what. No tanks there. I could go nerds, I guess. I don't really want to. Sure. Alright, Tatiana. Oh, hey, that's the exact spot that I wanted the best friend circle to land on. So that's perfect. Okay. Let's put familiars on these people to get them leveled, and away we go! Holy power. I'll take Plague Pilfer, actually. Since Bolt, show must go on. Bulk up. Wild Spirit. Okay. Now, I'm probably going to move some people around, but this is good enough to at least get us going here. Let's put on one Epic Speed Potion, and otherwise I'm going to leave it alone. Alright. So, on to new questions while we play through a decent Makos DPS team. Alright. So, I know how to use Shaka and DM now. What's up with Krydle, though? What is he good at and for? I'll let you know as soon as I find out. Krydle is one of those champions that gets bullied. He's a bit of a meme character these days. In the same tier as, like, Rosie and Delana. He is used in Artemis formations. That is true. I do see Krydle used in Artemis formations, and that is the only time that I see Krydle being used. Because Krydle is a support and DPS character in slot 2. Who has the potential to buff everybody on your team. Krydle cares about how much charisma everyone on your team has, whether they have low charisma, high charisma, or a middle ground charisma. And depending on if you want Krydle to be your DPS or focus on his support abilities, then you want to focus on having champions in the formation that fall into one of those two categories. High or low charisma, or middle ground charisma. And that said, he's not very complicated, actually. But yeah, he gets used in Artemis formations. So if you're a fan of Artemis Entreri from the Forgotten Realms novels, and you want to be an Artemis DPS main, you can give Krydle a shot. It's a shame because I was actually stoked about Krydle at first. So I was like, oh man, we're getting a comic book character, so cool. And then it was a letdown when we actually got him in the game, unfortunately. But you never know what the future may hold. Apparently, we're rolling out changes for champions. That's very exciting. So, maybe Kreidel? We'll see. He needs some love. He needs some attention. He should be more than an Artemis consideration. Many DPS champions should be more than simply an Artemis consideration. I don't remember if Kreidel was on the 30 list or not. Phlegmatical question. Would you say Magic Chicken Woman is now nerfed enough to start looking for other main DPSs? Oh, Ashara! That took me a few seconds. Magic Chicken Woman? Oh. Okay. She is a bird, and I guess it is scientifically true that all birds are chickens. That's true. Okay, so Magic Chicken Woman. I think that other DPS champions should be considered. I think that there is a power vacuum here, basically, that could be filled, that someone else could rise up. But I do not think that Ashara should be completely written off. One change like this does not mean, like, Ashara is, like, trash tier or something now, right? No. You can still make a really good Ashara formation in a free play, which I'm probably going to be doing for this event at some point. Like, I set up on stream yesterday morning, I set up an Ashara formation that used 4 Potpourri and 4 of the half and half group. And then I also had, I think it was Baloth and Olkoria. Definitely Olkoria, because I got up to 7 Spellcaster School stacks and everything, which that felt great. Oh, I don't have a familiar on Tatiana. What? Come on. There we go. That's better. Oh, and I should switch to my Modest Core. There we go. More damage, more gold. That's better. Yeah. Okay. I think Ashara DPS is still fine and good, but it is a lot harder to set up now. Your choices for setting up an Ashara DPS formation, a true Ashara DPS formation, where you've gone all in on Perion and Crucible for both bonds, is just harder to pull off. So the real difficulty will be getting Ashara DPS online in variants, especially patron variants. That's going to be the real challenge. So it may be the case that specifically in regard to variants and patron variants, there is a power vacuum for another DPS to rise up and be paid attention to. Or maybe people will just double down on Artemis DPS and Kron DPS and Zorbu DPS. Yeah, 2 fewer flex slots, exactly. You used to have 4, now you have 2. That's a good way of phrasing it, a flex slot. I was grasping for some kind of a shorthand word for that yesterday, and I couldn't think of one, but that works. All I heard is open space for Delana and variants. It's true, you know? Delana got an upgrade. No core champion balance pass is complete without a futile effort to make Delana relevant. Increase search power from 10% to 50% per stack. I love that. I love that even the developers understand that Delana is a joke. We have tried so many times now. We've tried so many times to make Delana relevant. She got a complete rework a couple of years ago. To be more of, like, her wild mage nature in champion design. What, my captions are being weird again? Balance. Oh my god, I know what's happening there. It's because when I say Ayla, the champion Ayla, captions was always writing that as A-L-A instead of A-I-L-A. So that was one of the brute force corrections that I did. I did like over 240 word string corrections for my captions on Monday, just to try to get champion names to be interpreted correctly by the captions, because I want to help people to understand me better, of course. Inclusion! I did not account for that it would also check for that string of letters inside of words. So now if I say balance, it says balance. Ah! Y'all, the streamer struggle is real. I just want to make a good show for people. I just want to make a good show. I want to make a good show with good captions, and there is always a struggle. Showbiz. Yeah, I'm gonna make a note of that. Thank you, Chad. If you notice other things like that, if you notice other weirdness like that where it seems like champion names are in the middle of other words, please let me know. Oh, really? Of course. Ah! It's funny, it's also infuriating. It's mostly funny. Alright. Course. And balance. Ayla. Alright, if you notice any more weird champion name mix-ups, please tell me. You love it, please don't change it. I mean, that's what I might have to leave it alone. I might have to weigh how useful is it to have champion names correctly written out in captions versus every now and then I say a word that is accidentally corrected and now it's silly. I don't know. I need people who rely on captions to weigh in on this one, I think. Because I don't. I'm trying to do this to help other people, so I would love if other people who actually do rely on the captions, if you could weigh in on what's the right play here. I don't know. Smuggle beer, I see that. This game sure is balanced, of course. There you go. Yeah, maybe the answer is I just have to train myself to not say certain words anymore. By the way, I saw you come in, Urban Bohemian. Welcome. It's good to see you again. Welcome back. I hope you enjoy the weird comedy that has developed here today, unintentionally. I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're all having a good time today. It's been a hell of a roller coaster of a week, huh? There are a lot of people very upset about Ashara on Tuesday, understandably so, and Wednesday, to the point that, in case you missed it, yes, there have been Ashara changes, and the public outcry was so much that we actually got a response from the devs, and I read it out on stream yesterday. So, we heard you loud and clear, and there were discussions internally and decisions being made. So stay tuned. I'm going to move on to more questions. I think I just went 50 stages without answering one question just because of how silly things got. Sorry. Back to it. Daza question. Mars, do you know what a null value is in an array? No. No, I don't. I know what an array is. And I know what a null value is. It's like NA or NaN. But, like... It's one, like, if you asked me to explain it, I wouldn't be able to. Ah, okay. I got a request from Jordan. on behalf of many people in chat to do the changelog review. Okay, let's do it. Oh! Hey! Okay, nice. I'm going to pick up from this one, so I don't think I read this one. So, in case you missed it, there's an event happening right now. They're running Year 5. So this is just the changelog for that. Updated event, they're running. Added data for the running event starting today at noon Pacific time. Yesterday, noon Pacific time. You'll be able to recruit Dungeon Master, your guide in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. The Human Wizard, in addition to previous year's champions Krydal and Shaka. Cool. That's very much the excitement right now. The hotness at the moment is Dungeon Master. Ashara update. This is from yesterday. Balance changes. Halflings will now count for both Bond Half and Half and Bond Short Folk. Hallelujah. So that's at least one step back in a good direction. Maybe a happy compromise there, I hope. So that at least we're not losing halflings from short folk, because then that ended up being a very small pool of champions. But you also still get halflings on Bond Half and Half, which is great, because that's probably the Bond that I'm going to be using from now on when I play Ashara anyway. So halflings are now half short folk, half and half. And a hot fix. Fixed a case where Uni would be used for multiple champions instead of just Dungeon Master. So yeah, that was the issue that we had yesterday that we showed off, where basically champion skins, if Uni was on the field, if Dungeon Master had swapped out for Uni and you had Uni on the field, then if you put in a champion who had a skin, or if you applied a skin to a champion that you already put out, then their skin would become Uni. So you could end up having an entire field full of Uni. I had Turiel and 8 Uni, I think. So it was very funny, because it was like, the shepherd and his flock, tending the fields. That was a fun time. But that has been fixed. Would have made for a funny Easter egg to keep that, but I think because it also, like, even if you take the champion out of your formation and put them on the bench and you put them back in, they stayed Uni even then. So it was like a permanent corruption of the champion's skin for that adventure, which would lead to players being confused about, like, wait a second, who do I have on the field again? What's my formation design? Who's in what spot? And you'd have to, like, hover over everybody to see their character sheet, to remember. So, like, that loss of visual information was deemed to be more bad than good. Hey, there you go. Osmaniac says so confusing. Yeah. I was on the fence about it. I saw the value in both. Like, yeah, I'm all about visual information. That's why I made the visual aids for the communities. But I also really want more Easter eggs in the game in general. And that would have made a really funny one. But the decision was made, and I agree with it. Yeah. But it is immortalized. We got it on camera. It's on the recording for yesterday's episode. So you can always go back and watch that for a few minutes if you want to relive that experience sometime. The DM being in the game is an Easter egg in itself anyway. Yeah, I guess so. It's a very deep-cut reference. Yeah, that was fun. I'm glad that we had that, but I'm also glad that it's fixed. Alright, Grown McGavin, question. Do you get more event tokens than using bounty contracts the deeper you are in a push? Or is it the same as if you're on stage 1? That's a good question. People have, like, often asked me about bounty contracts and just gaining event tokens, but I don't think anyone's ever asked me that specific version of that question before. No. You do not get even more event tokens from bounty contracts if you wait to use them deep into an adventure. You get the same on stage 1 as you would on stage 1000. So don't you worry about it. In fact, when I just need a few more tokens to afford something in an event, I'll usually just jump over to some random adventure, probably Mad Wizard, immediately use bounty contracts on stage 1, and then immediately quit out of that adventure to go back to the event. Stumarak, what is your favorite roleplay formation? That is taking a run with a story in your head. Oh, Companions of the Hall is a classic, of course. And for that matter, I like doing any of the full affiliations. Like the Heroes of Erois, for example. Or the Heroes of Baldur's Gate. Or the Heroes of the Plains. The Dark Order deserves a mention as a very cool affiliation. There's just not enough team members to do a full formation of that. There's just 3 of them. I really like using all C&E original champions. I wish they had an affiliation. That'd be cool. So like Narak and Sasaspia, etc. There's a lot of them. You can do a full formation of C&E originals. Foolish Genius says, the correct answer is Archon usurping and Artemis observing Tatiana's friendship and being tsundere about it. That's good. Yeah. So I would say, yeah, probably just anytime I'm doing a full affiliation, like Black Dice Society, we only have 2 characters. Give it time. We'll probably get more, right? If we have 2 already, we're probably getting more. Heroes of the Plains is a very beefy affiliation. There we go. Heroes of Baldur's Gate. You can get a very full team with that, too. And especially, I like when you can use multiple affiliations together. Like they're having a crossover episode or something, you know? I don't know, nothing special happens in the game, it's just fun, it's just amusing. Although, I remember there being, like, a joke years ago, back in, like, year 2, or maybe early year 3, about, like, what if you had a full affiliation out on the field, and then you could get, like, like, and the audio of an episode of a live play associated with that team to play in the game. That would have been fun. But if it was going to happen by now, it would have. I remember Chris Dupuis was considering it. He thought it would be funny. He liked the idea. But I guess it just didn't happen. I think that was specifically for Acquisitions Incorporated C-Team and a Waffle Crew crossover. Live play episode, audio recording. But it didn't happen. Would have been cool, though. Give the rivals a call? Hey! Oh, man, that'd be so cool. Can you imagine if you had, like, the full rivals out in the field? And, like, if you had just the rivals and no one else, and then, like, a button appeared that was just, like, a play button, and you just clicked on that, and it just started playing just the audio of just episode 1. As, like, a little taste to get you into Rivals. Ah, that'd be cool. That'd be so cool. But that's why I'm a streamer, and not the guy who actually gets to make these decisions. Because I would go wild with it. I would do all kinds of weird things like that. That'd be so cool! Come on! Ugh! Y'all, sometimes it's hard being a fan of the game who's also employed by the game. Alright. Wondering Breath, question. Will yesterday's Steam offer eventually apply to players that transferred over from WebGL, who all don't seem to have got it? I'm eager to pacify folks. Oh, yeah, I heard that that's a thing. I heard that that was a problem that some folks that were migrated over was happening. And I think the, like, actual answer was just to wait. I think it's just, like, there's some kind of a delay or something about it. I don't have an official statement about it, but I remember being told that, like, the people who migrated from WebGL to Steam, if you're not getting that bonus, then it just takes time. So if you don't have it by the end of the promotion period, then you should definitely, like, report it, like, make a ticket about it. And I'll see what I can do about getting an answer so that I can say on stream, especially because I'm going to be on stream a lot today. If you don't know, on Thursdays, I'm here for, like, 6 hours. So I hope you like me, because I'm sticking around. Alright, WebGL, migration, Steam, promo, woes. Alright, I made a note. Let's see if I can get an answer about it. What are people missing? It's the Steam promo for getting free stuff, which was, you get Whittles, Champions of Renown. It's Whittle and Orkira and Averin and Ayla and somebody else I'm not remembering right now. And you get 16 gold chests for each of them, and 2 shinies for each of them. And Nova's the 5th. Thank you, Doorbell. Was it Nova? No, it was Catti-Brie. It was Catti-Brie. Alright, I'm glad I caught myself there. I don't want to spread misinformation. Yeah. Yeah, so it was Orkira, Whittle, Catti-Brie, Ayla, and Averin. 5 characters that you get for free. You also get 16 gold chests with 2 guaranteed shinies for each of them. You also get a familiar, an awakened Toadstool. He looks grumpy, it's cute. And you get Potion of the Gem Hunter and Potion of the Gold Hunter, which is totally rad because the Potions of the Gem Hunter are very rare. It's hard to get those. Even from purchases, it's hard to get those. We'll only put out like 1 or 2 a year. So the problem is that apparently people who migrated from WebGL platform to Steam are not getting the promo. And all I remember yesterday being told about that is that it's a matter of time. You just have to wait, and eventually you get it. But that's not an official statement. I'm going to see if I can get an actual statement about that. I might not be able to. But I can at least try, right? I will try for you. Fuere Pills. After we figured out Dungeon Master's stats yesterday, do we have any way to figure out his exact age? Like abilities for variance and counting age? Yeah, so that was something that people were asking about earlier, too. And I would love to, but I don't know if there is actually a way. I'm drawing a blank. Very few champions care about ages. Gromma does. I can't think of, like, anybody else. Specifically, I can't think of anyone who cares about, like, if someone is very old. If there was some kind of, like, champion or adventure variant rule that gave some kind of a bonus based on how old you are, that's like, it grows as you are older, then we could potentially use that. Rosie? Okay, well, I'll take a look. I don't remember Rosie having an age-based mechanic, but can you blame me? No one uses Rosie. Okay, Matriarch. Increase the effect of Sassy for every female champion formation younger than Rosie. So just people younger than Rosie, so younger than 110, and they have to be female? Okay, well, Sassy just says each champion younger than her in the formation. We got 7 stacks of that. But younger. Pretty sure over 1,000 is not younger than 110. So I don't think we'll be able to use Rosie to check for this either. But yeah, Matriarch is where it's specifically female. Sassy is just as long as they're younger. Matriarch is a bonus on top of Sassy if they are specifically female. Even still, like, it doesn't work out. Yeah, the math checks out. Thank you, Bubba. Smuggle Bira. So DM would not buff Krydle. So Krydle's charismatic leader. Hold on, Krydle. Lead with Flare. Krydle's damage is increased by 100% for each champion information with a charisma score of 12 to 16, so a middle ground. Wild cards, Krydle increases the damage of champions with a charisma score of 11 and lower, or 17 and higher, by, for me, currently 8,253%. And when we checked Dungeon Master was getting the charismatic leader buff. He was getting the wild cards buff. So Dungeon Master was not counting for the lead with Flare buff for Krydle. So if you want to do Krydle DPS, don't count on Dungeon Master's Patience Young Ones, because Krydle's too old. And you're also not going to get Krydle's lead with Flare bonus from Dungeon Master. You're going to get wild cards from Krydle to Dungeon Master, which is not good because Dungeon Master is not a DPS. So don't use Krydle with Dungeon Master. That's my PSA about that. Niskus question, am I seeing it wrong? Or Dungeon Master gives no damage bonus to the party if there's no champion 20 years old or younger? No, I think that's right. I think that's right. Oh, Fenumasu has the Dungeon Master write-up up? Cool. I will check that out after the stream. I like Fenumasu stuff. If you're out there, Fenumasu, keep it up. I look forward to it, especially now that Lisa's gone. Always in our hearts. Dr. Type O! New to the game! Nice. Welcome to Idle Champions, Dr. Type O. Good fortune to you in your adventures. Dr. Type O asks, is there a way to cross-play on multiple devices? Example, play on Steam, close it, then open on mobile to play, then close it, and then open on Steam later. I do not see the option, but I may have missed it. No. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. It is a question that gets asked very often, and the answer is no. There is no cross-play. And what I usually end up saying as my follow-up is, I like both, because I like having multiple accounts so I can start fresh. But it also, boy, it would be nice to load up my Steam game or my Epic game on my Switch and just get cozy in bed and lounge around for a few hours tapping on things. That'd be cool. But no, there's no cross-platform play for multiple devices. You can't load your Steam game on Epic. You can't load your Epic game on PlayStation. You can't load your PlayStation game on an Android device, etc. Would be cool, but no. I guess ideally, if it was like an opt-in thing, that's what I would really want. Because then I could choose to link up accounts or not. Like Hades. I have Hades on Steam and Switch so that I can do that. Yeah. Where pills. Wait, in various like split the party, can the Dungeon Master be kicked out and used again? Oh! Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that's so interesting that I want to immediately stop what I'm doing and test that. Oh, real quick, from chemo to cardio, how free-to-play friendly is this game? Very. You can unlock every single character in the game, all 100 of them currently, and there's a new one every 3 weeks. Totally free to play. You can also clear all of the You can play all of the adventure content in the game, which is the vast majority of the adventure content of the content in the game is just playing adventures and variants. There's hundreds, even thousands possibly, of adventures in the game at this point, if you count all the variants and patron variants. Collecting familiars is harder to do as free-to-play. I think you can get a maximum of 14 familiars out of like 80-something as free-to-play. But you honestly don't need a ton of familiars in the first place anyway. That's more of like a collection thing. They are useful, but once you've gone past like 20 familiars, it's like, what's the point? Okay, anyway, I want to test... Oh, gosh. Maybe like a... I want Lost in the Deep. Strahd? No, okay. Somebody give me one. Oh, Blushi! Yeah, okay. Bully for you. Thank you. Alright, bully for you. Oh my god. Area 775? Whew. If you don't know, this is one of the more challenging adventures in the game currently. A bullywug joins the formation. Every 25 areas, the bullywug leaps to a new formation slot of the champion from the bench seat with the most available champions. Any champion the bullywug leaps on is knocked out for the rest of the adventure. Champions can't be removed from the formation once they have been added. Fire breath potions can't be used during this adventure, and click damage has no effect after area 100. The base version of this is the thing that you have to clear to unlock Blushi, the champion. I'm currently using her as a tank in my other party. And this is the Zariel patron version, so it has an even further restriction. Only champions with a strength score of 10 or higher and a charisma score of 13 or higher can be used. Also, I have to go farther. Instead of clearing area 600 for the base version, I have to clear area 775, which is significantly farther, while being a lot harder. Okay, I'm not expecting to actually beat this. I just want to test. I am just here to test things. Hello, Dungeon Master. How are you today? Alright. So we're gonna get Dungeon Master on the field. Oh, my special guest is Omen. And we're going to just have Dungeon Master out here. Let's go faster. So once we clear stage 25, we will lose our first champion. The bullywug will jump and land on Dungeon Master / Uni. And then we'll see what happens if I'm allowed to put Dungeon Master back in, because Dungeon Master rules states Dungeon Master is eligible to... Oh, hey. There's specific wording here. Look at this. Dungeon Master is eligible to start in all adventures, even if the patron variant or other restrictions would say otherwise. I wonder if that wording matters. If it's eligible to start in all adventures. It's like, sure, we've got him. We started with him, of course. But do we get to actually keep him? Yeah. We'll find out soon enough. Alright, I'm going to answer questions while we get through this rotting log. Phase King. What do the shiny cards give that normal ones don't? Ah! So, what is a shiny? When you collect a character, and you're getting gear for them, and the gear gives them bonuses to their different abilities, right? If you pull a shiny, a silver card, then it is a permanent plus 50% bonus to the effect of that gear. So, if I got a shiny for this slot right now, then that increase damage of all champions by 354.2%, that number would jump up by 50% permanently. So that would be like plus 177%, roughly. Is that right? Close enough. So it'd be like a plus 177% increase on top of that 354% increase that it gives. Ooh. Oh, I might have some trouble here. Come on, Dungeon Master, you got this. I might need to heal you. I believe in you, dude. You got this. Come on. Please. Oh, no! No, no, no! Ah. Alright, I might have to put on a health potion for you. Okay. Three cheers for the Dungeon Master for soloing this hag. I'm not being rude, she's literally a hag. Scabatha Nightshade. A villain from the Wild Beyond the Witchlight campaign. There we go. Alright, 10 more stages. No, I don't want to use my ultimate. It won't do anything right now. It's not going to recharge something. Because there's nothing else to recharge. Foolish Genius question. So does the Dungeon Master provide 0 bonus if you don't have Young Champion? Yeah, I believe so. So like, I definitely don't have anyone out right now. Champions age 20 or under, 0. Total bonus, 0%. Yep, you get nothing. If you don't have any young people out here, you get nothing. You probably get the bonus, but it just reads as 0. So let's see. Yeah, Patience Young Ones increase damage to Strix by 0%. So you're getting it, but it's nothing. Ah, I can't get Narak out here. I wanted to see like what Githzerai Focus would do to a 0% ability. But I can't use Narak right now. Oh, I added Strix. Oh man, I was just gonna. Maybe the Boy will still land on Dungeon Master. How many do we have in here? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. Well. Okay. Oh, right, and then Dungeon Master, so 6 and 6. Okay, so there's 50% chance. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah! Moving on, and... Yay! And... I can't do it. I can't do it. He got bullywugged. I can still level him up, which is weird. But I can't use him. And because I lost Dungeon Master, I also don't get my special guest star. Oh well. Ah, alright. That was worth trying. Oh, catch you later, weird. I hope you enjoy your day. I'm gonna go back to my deep push. Yay! You feel smarter already. Good. Oh. We should put the familiar on Spurt's Hammer at least so we can keep him in spirit mode. That's much better. Alright. Erectos. Worth holding chest till higher levels? No. Yes and no. So there is an argument to be made for if you open up silver chests when you are at your wall in an adventure, you get more gold than if you open them up early in an adventure. Oh my god. Really? Smart. Ah! Captions! You got me again! Alright, so I'm not going to say that word. I'll say intelligent. If you want to hold on to some chests, silver chests specifically, to open up at your wall, you will get more gold than if you open them when you are on lower level stages of an adventure. Because, for whatever reason, the silver chest gold amount that you get takes into account whatever gold multiplier is active for, like, the stage that you're on. So, there's that. But honestly, it's not going to make a huge difference. Wait, did it also mess up the word intelligent? No, it was fine. That one was fine. So now you've got me self-conscious about it, chat. Now you've got me worried about it. But as for gold chests and electrum chests, you don't need to wait for higher levels to open up those. And honestly, I don't want to suggest that you wait on opening up anything. The one thing that I will recommend doing is we give out a lot of Electrum chest codes every week, like 70. It's a lot. And I would suggest holding on to your Electrum chests between events, and then when a new event starts, unlocking all the characters from that event. So for this event, that would be Kreidel and Shaka and Dungeon Master, and then open up all of your Electrum chests. Because that way, you'll immediately get gear for those new characters. That's what I like to do. I like to wait until I've got whatever the set is for the next event, and then I open up all my Electrum chests. Otherwise, I don't wait, really. Squiggly Lizard, can Dungeon Master still be used if bench slot 6 is made unavailable through variants? I need a variant to test that on. I feel like that's something we tested yesterday, but I'm not sure. Where's a variant that I can do for that? This is the meme episode for Mars. I welcome it. I welcome it. And Waterdeep, there's one? Cool. Alright. Guess I'll just poke around. If you could tell me exactly where to go to find that, I would appreciate it. Nope. Nope, we just checked that one. Somewhere around here. Somewhere. Eventually. First third out. Downfall, Witchlight Camp 4. Ah, Pet a G, thank you. Okay, so I need Downfall. Here we go. Yeah, first third out. Only bench seats 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, and 11 may be used. Thank you, Pet a G, very much. Alright, here we go. So, this will be very quickly answered. Can I still use Dungeon Master if I'm not allowed to use slot 6? Yep. So, first start out, only bench seats 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, and 11 may be used. And yet, Dungeon Master in slot 6. Confirmed. Cool. Who's my special guest? It's Melf, who is also, yep, not allowed to be used. Haha. Cool. Alright. I love when I can test something and it's just that quick. It's nice to get an answer easily once in a while, instead of having to work super hard for it. Can I still use Dungeon Master in my slot 6? That one actually kind of works for the song. That one actually kind of works. Yeah, this is a fun little game. I honestly, Robotic Dinosaur, I like this. I've been excited about Dungeon Master. I knew that Dungeon Master would have, like, the I qualify for everything ability, and I knew that Dungeon Master would have special guest. But I didn't know, like, exactly how it would work. So it's like I finally get to scratch this itch. I finally get to test to see exactly how this ability functions. Which is like, so far it feels like 99% of the time, if you're concerned whether you get to use Dungeon Master or not, the answer is yes, you can. There have been some exceptions that we have found. If you are playing a variant where you are forced to use a specific champion in slot 6, and you're not allowed to swap them, then in that situation, you cannot use Dungeon Master. We also learned that today, if you have Dungeon Master on the field and then you lose access to Dungeon Master, for example, a Bullywug lands on his head, like Mario, on a Goomba, then you also lose Dungeon Master. I think so far those are the only 2 instances that we've been able to find so far that you actually lose Dungeon Master, or you can't use Dungeon Master at all. And everything else that we've tested has been a thumbs up. Shiny Thing, is Dungeon Master eligible for variants that require low stats? Like, wait, what in Waterdeep? Variant of Deja Vu, second to last camp. Thank you so much, Shiny Thing, for giving me exact directions for where to check. Let's check it out. Alright, so that is over in... second to last camp. Variant of Deja Vu. Oh, no. No, it's the last camp. It's the second to last adventure. Okay, so here's... Wait, what? Only champions with Wisdom 13 or lower and Intelligence 13 or lower can be used. So, we were able to figure out that Dungeon Master has 18 Intelligence and Wisdom and Constitution and Strength and everything. Literally everything is all 18s. But this one wants you to use champions with low ability scores, so... Can you still use Dungeon Master? Survey says... Ding, ding, ding. Yes, you can. So that one's confirmed as well. Cool. Science! Alright, back to it. Neon Trion question, are we aiming for Bud or DPS when we're figuring out formations? At the end of the day, it's really all about Bud, honestly. You know, it's all about that Bud. No DPS. That was bad. Don't clip that. That was bad. Yeah, it's really all about Bud. In the current way that the game works. It hasn't always been that way. Once upon a time, Bud wasn't a thing that existed. No, Zill, no! I specifically requested to not do this. Yeah, no, it's really all about Bud. No, I like Dr. Savage saying this. Yeah, don't clip that, but do clip Mars saying don't clip that. That's great. Alright. Hypnotic Sheep question, with the Ashara nerf making her harder to activate for new players? Yeah. Is there another solid DPS engine that doesn't require a ton of event champions to get running? DPS engine? To get running? Like another DPS that does depend on specific other champions, but is easier to get running than Ashara? I'm just gonna stick with the same answer that I've been giving. Artemis and Krond and Zorbu are still popular, good DPS choices, strong DPS choices. Archon with Usurped Power specialization is really fun. I still recommend people giving that a shot. You could go a little old school, and you could play Strix DPS. Strix didn't get bad at DPS. Once upon a time, she was the best DPS in the game for like a year. And she didn't get worse. It's just other DPS champions got better and outpaced her because of that. You can go back to playing Strix DPS. She's still fine. She's still good. Heck, even Minsk DPS was a thing once upon a time, and is still a thing, just more so for newer players. Although, I am dreadfully curious about the Makos and Jamila, and for that matter, the Azaka changes too. We haven't played with Azaka at all yet. We don't have enough time today, but maybe tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to run an Azaka DPS formation. I'm very interested in the Taste for Blood damage bonus increase. So, Taste of Blood damage bonus increased from 10% to 25% per stack. Okay, so just hold on a second. I'm going to get Azaka out here. I want to show y'all why I'm interested in this. Alright, so if you're going to go Azaka DPS, you go with Lycanthrope Forever, not Resist the Curse. So you do not go for the Azaka farming specialization, you go for the other one. Oh, here's the name of the show, by the way. If you're new to the show and you don't know about this, I actually took the name of this show from Azaka's formation abilities. Guiding Hand, increases your gold find. Maybe that's why I have streamer luck. I have Azaka's Blessing, increasing my gold find, which translates to just better RNG for me while I'm streaming. I don't know. Anyway. Taste for Blood. While in Were-Tiger form, Azaka does an additional 25% more damage per attack, stacking multiplicatively, resets when she changes back to human form. When she changes into a Were-Tiger, she stays in that form for 60 seconds. So, what I'm curious about is if you get into attack speed shenanigans, like using Whittle and Desmond, for example. Like, if I can get Azaka attacking super fast, like 1 second cooldown or something, then could I get this... It's a multiplicative increase every time she attacks. If I can get her attacking once per second for 60 seconds, what does 25% stacked multiplicatively 60 times look like? That's what I'm curious about. We're gonna try that tomorrow. Azaka. No, captions worked with that. I just need to enunciate more clearly. Yep. Oh, I mentioned Desmond. Yeah, that's going to be like the core of what I'm setting up for tomorrow for this is I'm going to use Whittle and Desmond. And then just anyone else that I need to build a strong formation with. Yeah, I'm very curious about Azaka DPS with these changes. That wasn't the only change she got. She also got Curse of Lycanthropy damage bonus increased from 100% to 400%. And Adept Traveler base damage buff increased from 100% to 800%. So she got multiple buffs. So I'm really curious like where she actually stands now. I have not eaten yet, no. Well, untrue. I had string cheese. I had 1 stick of mozzarella string cheese. That's all I've eaten. Probably gonna have some yogurt after this. Well, no, I won't get the chance to eat until after formation save. So, another 2.5 hours and then I can eat. Or 2 hours? Yeah, 2 hours. Smugglebeera. Why and how is Averin so strong? What makes him the best support in the game? Just sheer numbers. Just the sheer numbers of his mirror image buff that he gets, that he gives to people, is enormous. That's it. Like, there isn't shenanigans that you do with Averin to make him strong. You just choose the alignment of your DPS character for his first specialization, and then you choose sturdy mirrors for his second specialization, and you make sure that he's in a position where he can be adjacent to as many mirrors as possible. That's it. You just play Averin straight, as he's meant to be played, and just the sheer numbers that he gets are just enormous. Way too big. Quietly, question. I have lots of champion chests and gold chests saved, but I also have 200 Electrum chests saved. Am I right in thinking that I should try and gear new champions with Electrum chests first before specific chests? That's how I do it. Yeah. I open up my Electrums before I open up champion-specific chests. It has been working very well for me, so I would recommend it. Kraken, UK. Good time zone to you, Mars. Ah, and a jolly time zone to you, Kraken. How fares the deeps this day? Have you sunk any pirate ships lately? But Kraken says, good time zone to you, Mars. Thanks to all the goodies yesterday, I've just unlocked Mert and very soon Vajra. Nice. Does the influence work the same way as favor, and that you need to be careful about spending it? No. It would make sense if that was the case. You are trained with blessings to be careful how you spend your favor. And patron influence works in much the same way, about investing your influence into bonuses, just like you invest your favor into bonuses. But no, you can actually freely reset your patron perks. Where's my patrons? I forget what the button looks like for them, so... Anyway. Patrons! So, I have 8.68 EO5, Mert the Moneylender influence, currently. I have spent 3.45 EO7, Mert the Moneylender influence. And if I just hit this reset influence button, boom. I get it all back. All of it. I didn't actually lose anything. And then I can spend it all. I forget how long this takes. It's a little tedious. Better than it used to be, though. You used to have to click it manually. But now you can hold it down, thankfully. So no, you can feel free to be reckless with this one. With favor, you should be careful. But with influence, doesn't matter. Okay, there, done. Mr. Newflow, what display setting is needed to display all my characters like you, instead of having to click the arrow over? Ah, this one comes up a lot. So go into your settings, go to interface, narrow bench boxes. Make sure that this is checkmarked. If the narrow bench boxes box is checked, then all of your champion portraits will fit on the bench line without having to scroll around. They'll just all fit together. It just kind of scrunches them up, makes them fit. B52 Willie, question. At the risk of copyright, is there a chance of bringing in any of Critical Role's characters? I mean, never say never, right? But the answer that we always give, because people always ask, is that Critical Role is too busy for us. They don't have time. They're busy being the rock star celebrities of Dungeons and Dragons and running a multi-million-dollar company. They're just plain too busy. Trust me, there are a lot of folks in the company here who would love Critical Role characters in the game, because we're all D&D nerds at the end of the day. That's why we make the game. And we do have Critical Role fans. We do have critters in C&E. Sean especially. Never say never. Maybe one day we'll have more Critical Role characters. We have one. Spurt. Technically two. Because we have Archon as well. But, you know, they're like periphery characters. They're not Vox Machina or the Mighty Nine. So it's not the same. I get it. I'm not a critter myself, but I get it. I know the desire to have certain characters appear in the game, especially if we have so many, right? It's not likely that we'll ever get a Critical Role character, like one of the main cast Critical Role character, but never say never. Maybe we'll get there. I mean, we've got Dungeon Master from the cartoon. We've got Dungeon Master from the cartoon series. So if that's possible, if we could land that, imagine what else we could have happen in this game. That's amazing. Dr. Zedgeketch, question. Shop shows that there are DLC they're going to retire, but there's no post about it on the C&E page. Usually there is on the DLC retire. Why? It might have just been something that slipped through the cracks. Or there might have been some marketing decision to not have a blog post about that. But I don't have anything further to say about it. I don't make those decisions. At best, I'm the messenger, right? I am a face for people to talk to. I'm not a decision maker. So, I don't know. I'm not in those meetings. Kuya Goods, Steam says some free DLC in a familiar? Yeah! So if you're playing on Steam, specifically, then there's a Steam promotion happening right now that'll be live for the next week. It'll end on May 4th at noon Pacific time. So you have until then to just open up your game on Steam once. That's all you gotta do, and you should get the Whittle's Champions of Renown pack, which gives you Orkira and Whittle and Catti-brie and Ayla and Averin, all good characters, for free. You get 16 gold chests for each of them, plus 2 shinies for each of them. You also get a familiar for free. And you get a potion of the Gem Hunter and a potion of the Gold Hunter. That's some good stuff. That's some very good stuff. We try to spread the love about giving different promotions to different platforms. Epic has had a few, Steam has had at least one before. Most recently, before this, we had a promo for console and mobile players, where they got a bunch of good stuff. So yeah, just periodically. It's been happening for like last year, I'd say. We've been having these like platform exclusive things. And just little promos, little bonuses that we give out to people. Oh yeah, speaking of bonuses, I forgot about this. This should be a thing. Isn't it? Isn't there some kind of a thing? I thought there was something. I heard about like a bonus. I guess I'm not seeing it. There's some kind of a... Oh, there it is! Okay, found it. It was on the only one I wasn't clicking on. Come on, Mars. Anyway, this is apparently something that we're doing now, where if you already own a pack, and then that pack goes on sale, you also get a bonus of getting an extra chest. So that's cool. Yeah! Woo! Do I have to do this for each one? Oh dear. Okay, well that could be better. That's a little tedious of having to do this animation for every single one. I am not doing that. That is going to take too much time. Oh, was it not actually working? Okay, so I got 54 gold chests. Because if that's not working, we need to fix that. 54 gold chests. 50. Oh! Yep. Huh. Alright, well, I'm going to make a note of that. Free golds, no work. Oh, just a display bug? Like if I close and restart my game, it'll show up? Yeah, that's typically the case, isn't it? Good old display errors. We always have them. They just wear many masks. Wings, question. How do I get the Nerds character? So, Nerds, a champion made of candy. Still can't believe we have this. Is a non-binary Nerds race. Fighter, Ranger, Bard, Cleric, Rogue, Wizard, who is a DPS tanking healing support champion, who's chaotic neutral, with no affiliation, in slot 1. How do you actually get the Nerds? For a period of like half a year, you could get the Nerds from doing a promotion with the Nerds Candy Company. If you bought like a specially marked bag of Dungeons and Dragons brand, like marked Nerds or something. And then you took your receipt and you went to a special Nerds Candy website that they set up for this, and you like uploaded a picture of your receipt, then they would send you a code to unlock Nerds and Idle Champions. But that is over as of like almost a month ago now. That ended on April 1st, I believe. So, now the way that you get Nerds is through the shop. Hold on a second. Let me switch over. Once you have access to the new shop, the one that looks like this, then you'll see the Nerds for sale for 100,000 gems. Nerds only shows up in the new shop. Only half the players on Steam and half the players on Epic have access to the new shop currently, because it's still in like a testing phase. I guess we're still testing things. Eventually, everyone will have the new shop, because why would we make it and then only give it out to certain people? That's weird. Eventually, everyone will have it. It's just not out for everyone yet. So please, remain patient for now. Please. That's how you get the Nerds. You buy them for 100,000 gems on the new shop. Hypnotic Sheep. Can the special guest star get bullied, then brought back out with 2 potions of specialization? Oh. That's interesting. And I don't have enough time to test that. If anyone can test that and let me know, I'd appreciate it. So the idea is, you go into Bully for You, you put out Dungeon Master, you special guest star to get somebody else out there, so you probably want to do a patron version. And then you want the Bullywug to land not on Dungeon Master, but on the special guest. And then if you then use a potion of specialization on Dungeon Master and choose the special guest specialization again, does that re-enable that special guest to be used? Because they had been bullywugged, but if you could basically refresh the specialization choice to get the special guest back out. That would be annoying to test, because you would need the RNG of Dungeon Master choosing someone that the bullywug is going to prioritize landing on over Dungeon Master himself. You'd have to keep resetting the adventure until you actually got that. Yeah, I don't have enough time to test that. Good question. I would love to know, Hypnotic Sheep. Alright, GE Nemesis. Is there something weird with the Dungeon Master variants? It won't load in my saved formation. Whether done manually or through the Mojang core, doesn't seem to matter. Really? I don't know. Here, let me just try saving macros DPS for 2822. Wow. Incredible. And I'll save it over this. Okay. And let me switch over here. And I guess what I can do is... well, first... Yeah, let me put my familiars away. Because it will try to load the same familiars. Come on. Yeah, I know. Okay, now I'll switch. And I'll just start some Dungeon Master variant. I've done the first one. Okay, so Ultimate Madness! Oh no! Here we go. Mine loaded fine. So, if you're having a problem, at least it's not consistent. Oh boy, I gotta do all of this again. Usurped, Shard, Best Friend, Pain, Word. Centipole, show what's going on, Sturdy, Wild. Yeah. Okay. Go, team. Oh, hi, Sean. It removed DM. Oh, yeah, it did, didn't it? When I loaded my saved formation. Yeah, Ultimate Madness. He can be moved but not removed. Huh. Yep. Good spotting on that. Yeah, he shouldn't have been removed, but he definitely did. He definitely got removed. Weird. But now it shows that he is there. Okay. Yeah, on a different party, but I was just previously on the Ultimate Madness. I thought he got removed from the Ultimate Madness when I loaded my Macros DPS formation that I was playing over on this party. Like, I thought it cleared the field and then loaded that formation. Yeah, see? So I'm on Ultimate Madness. And it let me lose, Dungeon Master and got Blue Shi out instead. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, there is something going on there. I'm supposed to have Dungeon Master out. I do not. Yep. I broke it. Sean! Sean! That'll never get old for me. Oh boy, now I gotta do this again. Okay, Evil, Holy Power, Shard Souls, Usurped, Pilver, Best Friend, Yes Word, Centipole, Show Must Go On, Starting Mirrors, Wild Spirit, and Auto Progress. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I gotta wrap up, y'all. Sorry. I gotta wrap up. Because we gotta set up for formation save. But I do want to jump down here to one that I saw fly by earlier. I hope you're still around. Jamick Unyielding says, "Hey Mars, feeling crummy. Any fun stuff? What do? Hope good day for you." Good day so far, indeed. This week has been rough. This week has been a roller coaster, but today has been good. Any fun stuff? What do? Heck yeah. Weird experiments with Dungeon Master. Seeing just how much he can break this game. If you haven't played around with Dungeon Master yourself yet, Jamick, I recommend it. It's very interesting. It's very fun. Yeah. I hope that you get to having a better day, Jamek. Hope that you get to feeling better, buddy. And I hope to see you over on Formation Save in just a few minutes. So, I gotta bounce so that Sean and I can set up. Thank you all for joining me for this episode of Mars Cutting Hand. I will see you again next time. Which, for Guiding Hands, will be tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pacific. But for me in general, I'm going to be on Formation Save in 9 minutes, so I'll see you over there. Check out all the other awesome shows that we have, like Formation Save, and Community Q&A, and Idle Insights, and Developer Insights, all of which are happening today. You can follow Idle Champions on social media. You can find me on Twitter at Ryan Blake Hall, but please call me Mars. Thank you. Thank you to Codename Entertainment. Thank you to Jordan for moderating, producing, and catching questions for me today. Especially with how hectic it was in here today. Yes, I'll remember to eat. Thank you, B52. It's true, I do have a problem remembering to eat sometimes. But anyway, thank you everyone for watching and for caring about my appetite. Wherever you are in the multiverse, be safe, be kind, get weird with it, experiment with Dungeon Master, see what kind of shenanigans you can get into, and make someone smile today. Until 8 minutes from now, look sharp! See ya.